So this is the second in my series picking the autumn squad for England. I've done the back three, do check that out, it'll be linked at the end of the video. But now onto the centres. It's been a very tricky area for England for a while now, since Tuilagi has moved on. They're hanging on to Slay to try and keep some continuity until they work out who their guys are going forward. There are plenty of contenders, but still plenty of questions, and I think there's going to be some real debate on this one. Here is my long list, all the guys that I think are in serious contention, listed by club, starting with Ollie Lawrence. And isn't it great to see Lawrence back at full fitness? He does not look rusty at all. An Achilles injury is a horrible one, but goodness me, it looks like he's overcome it, which is brilliant. Touch wood, that's going to carry on. He's powerful, he's dangerous. Long range speed, maybe not, but for some power and some acceleration and brakes and offloads, he is your man. You pair him up correctly with someone who complements him, and I think you're really rocking here. So great to see Lawrence there, and he definitely goes on the short list as well. Then his teammate Max Ajomo, I think, is a special player. We've seen him fill in at 10 and do very well, but at 12 he's at his best. He can use his long passing game, which we've seen, and his braking and his offloading, and he can kick. He's not massive, but he's definitely powerful enough, and he's just such a skillful player. I think he would thrive on the international stage, and now is the time. He's mature, he's ready, he's on the short list. Can't wait to see him. Henry Slade of Exeter, still performing very well. He can play 10, which could be something England actually use. He can play 12 and 13, not because he's a big guy, but just because he has had to play 12, he can do it. Incredibly experienced and has been the defensive captain for England, so I'm sure they're going to want him around and definitely on the short list. Then we have the case of Seb Atkinson, who had a fantastic tour of Argentina, but then in the last round of the Prem, he had an absolute stinker. So he can be hot and cold, and he did do that in the last season of the Premiership as well, where he had some great games and also made some howlers, some bad defensive reads. So I think that is something that Borthwick's going to look at, but the key thing is he performed well for England, so he's definitely on the short list. Will Joseph, we just saw a glimpse of for Gloucester. He has got such a high ceiling. He is quick, he is powerful. He's obviously brother of Jonathan Joseph, who played many times for England, and Will Joseph potentially has more physicality about him. He's a bit bigger, he's a bit more powerful. Maybe not quite as good feet as Jonathan Joseph, because who had as good feet as him, but he is a real contender for the future maybe. He's not going on my short list yet. He needs some more games for Gloucester, and probably needs Gloucester to play a bit better for him as well. Oscar Beard got his first cap for England, very quick 13, but there's a lot of guys competing with him, but because he has played for England before, he went on that summer tour, he's got to be on the short list, as does Northmore, who may be injured at the moment, I don't know, but again, has been in squads before, so definitely would be shortlisted. Then we've got Joe Woodward of Leicester, who I really like. He's powerful, he's got a great kick, he's got a great pass. If you want a ball playing 12, maybe slightly bigger than Max Ajomo, then Joe Woodward could be considered, but just because he's behind a few more guys, he wouldn't go on my short list, but absolutely on the watch list. Then we've got those three guys for Northampton. Fraser Dingwall had a few problems with injury, but is incredibly reliable in a good way, can do absolutely everything, very good as a creator. He can be there as first receiver, so he can do a little bit of everything. Is he massive? No. Is he massively quick? No. But if you want a solid all-rounder guy and you put an athlete alongside him, he could be very good indeed, and he's in his prime at the moment, so has to be shortlisted, as does Freeman. Even though he hasn't played much centre yet for Northampton or England, he definitely can, so as an option at centre, you'd have to consider him. When he plays more centre for Northampton, then that's obviously going to go up, and we will see where his position lies in the future. He has done interviews saying he would like to move into 13, and he was kind of hinting at that he knows he's not the quickest winger out there, and he did hint that as he gets a bit older he would need to move into 13 anyway, and I think it's a good move. Tom Litchfield as well, worth a mention. He's been getting some starts for Northampton, is one to watch, very powerful, as is Mayasi White, but I don't think I've seen him yet for sale, but had a good end to the season. So Litchfield and Mayasi White not on the shortlist yet. Daly would be on the shortlist, but maybe picked as a back three anyway, or will be picked, I think, as a back three. And Owen Farrell. Let's talk Owen Farrell. He has performed very consistently for Saracens in the first two games, done absolutely nothing wrong, everything right. His passing looks on point, his kicking is on point, he's massive, He's not going to make big breaks. He's going to be solid. He can take the ball up, but he's not very quick and agile. We know that. But he's got all that experience. He's got all the other things. And of course, he could be the number 22 or 23 and cover centre and 10 absolutely fine. So he's going to be very tempting and will be on the shortlist. So who gets the final pick in my squad? Well, I'm going to go for 4 because I'm assuming Freeman and Daly would go as back 3 anyway, so they will get picked. And then I would absolutely take Ollie Lawrence for his power. Does he play 12 or 13? It's an interesting one. I would prefer him to play 13 because that's where he's best, but it depends who else you're going to pair him with. You could pair him with my next pick, Max Ajomo, who I think is just so talented. You've got to get him in that squad. Does he start straight away? Well, probably not, but again, he could play 12 or 13, probably 12 ideally. Get in there as a first playmaker. Dingwall can do a similar job as well, bit more experienced. And Slade, I think, needs to stick around until some of these younger players really stick their hands up and just can't be ignored. I think Seb Atkinson, I've still got some questions over. Beard, not so sure. Northmore is okay, so it's a tricky one, but I think I'm going to go for those guys there. Farrell, not taking yet. Maybe he will come back in the future. He's only had 2 games for Saracens. That is worth saying. Who would you drop over these guys? I don't know. So maybe he'd come in over Dingwall, but I think Dingwall's done enough to stay in there. An interesting choice. So those are my selections at centre. If you haven't already, it would be great if you subscribed, like the video, and get in the comments down below. And I'll catch you next time.